see Jesus calling Matthew, and Matthew responding instantly by leaving his tax collector's desk and following Jesus. From the alacrity with which Matthew responds to Jesus' call, I think we can infer that Matthew had probably been longing to mend his ways for a while now, and it was Jesus' call that catalyzed this into reality. If Matthew was anything like other tax collectors of his time, he would have been in the business of cheating people out of their money, charging them far more than was demanded by the Roman authorities, and then keeping the rest for himself. So, while Matthew would have really been able to live it up, a comfortable, luxurious life, he would have done so at the cost of his conscience eating away at him, and also at the cost of a lack of job satisfaction, given how much he would have been hated by the rest of his people. And so, if Matthew had been wanting to change his life for a while now, we might ask ourselves, why did it take Jesus' call to catalyze this into reality? Why weren't the 10 Commandments or the Abrahamic or Mosaic covenant with Yahweh enough to bring this about? Well, I think the answer is simple, namely that a personal project of holiness is not a strong enough motivator for conversion. Now, in saying this, I am not implying that the Jewish people as a whole had reduced their religious practice to a personal project of holiness. But I think for an outsider like Matthew looking in, this is certainly the impression that he would have got, and quite frankly, he wasn't attracted. Then, along comes a charismatic prophet, preaching an electrifying message about the reign of God that is approaching and God's plan of salvation for the whole of humankind. Matthew is captivated as he listens to this prophet on the outskirts of the crowd that has gathered around this charismatic prophet. Suddenly, Matthew can dream again. Suddenly, he is excited by something that is larger than just his petty little life and the small fortune that he is amassing. And then, wonder of wonders, this same prophet, Jesus, comes up to his table and calls him to be a part of creating and fulfilling this plan of God for the whole of humanity. I think that the message of this gospel should be clear to us, that a personal project of holiness is not enough to bring about a change in our lives. If we are stuck in a rut, if there is a situation we have been wanting to change for a while but haven't been able to, perhaps it's because we don't have the right motivation. The only good motivation for conversion, for changing our lives, is so that we can be a part of Christ's mission. Pope Francis has been emphasizing this point time and time again when he tries to get us to move away from seeing the church as a place where, as individuals, we can each further our own private, personal project of holiness, and instead come to see the church as a place where we are focused outwardly onto the world, focused on a mission much bigger than even the church itself, focused on Christ's mission, focused on God's plan for the salvation of the whole of the world. Let this motivate us into becoming better people, into leaving behind our sinfulness and serving God with our whole hearts.